Well, good morning, my lovelies, and it is a good morning indeed because I've got my overalls on, and you know what that means. Haley the Builder, she's coming back out with a new room makeover. I am so excited and so geared up for this one, so buckle up, we need some energy. That means making myself a nice quick breakfast with a matcha on the side. Yes, please. Just look at how pretty this green is. And let's make a breakfast to match. Well, hey babes, what is up? It's Haley and welcome back to my channel. A green matcha with an avocado toast. Is there any better pairing than that? Husband's unboxing some boxes in the back. Even if I told him to keep it down, an avocado toast with a fried egg and feta, of course, because feta, say it with me, makes everything better. Let's taste test this. I mean, especially on homemade sourdough bread, it just hits different. So much better. But okay, you guys, quick intro for today's video. The room that we're going to be tackling today, I teased it in a previous video, is actually going to be our playroom slash guest room. This is not a room that I showed much on this channel because truly it is one big white box. This is the only bedroom that we have on the main floor of our home. And this is the room that majority of the time we use as a playroom in the home for the girls. A place where we can keep all of their toys and store everything, their arts and crafts, all of that kind of stuff. But we have actually installed a Murphy bed a couple months ago in hopes of that when we do have guests, we can just kind of put that bed down and have them stay in that room because we always knew that we wanted the option to be able to host guests there without having a bed that is there full time. But I have to say that room right now has no personality whatsoever. And on the mission that I have in adding some charm and character into every single aspect of this house, we're going to be tackling that playroom slash guest room today and getting started with the entire fun makeover. I'm talking wall details, adding beadboard, choosing a paint color, figuring out some good storage organization for all of the toys there, and so much more. We're going to be getting into all of that today. So I'm going to quickly get to filling my belly and then show you the entire room that we have to work with because let me just say it is a disaster right now. Like truly a little embarrassing, but that's the reality of what a room looks like before we get to it. Well, an official welcome to our mess of a playroom. You guys, such a small space. We need to somehow make this functional because this is the disaster that basically happens every single day here. This is also the room that is like right by our front door, so I see it every single day. And every single day I tell myself, Haley, you gotta get to that. As you guys can see, we have the Murphy bed in the middle, and then we have these like two storage systems from IKEA that we added on top. Okay, well here's my train of thought. The last thing that husband wants is a mess in the living room, so I'm gonna stuff as much stuff as I can in the storage closet for now, and we're basically gonna empty out this entire space. I'm talking complete 100% blank wall, except for the Murphy bed, nothing else in here. Hear that echo? The room is now completely empty and we are ready to get started. Okay, this is the point where I'm gonna tell you guys everything that is flowing through my mind, all the ideas that I have for this space. Like I said, as much as this is gonna be a playroom for the girls, majority of the time we want it to be a guest room as well. And if you guys don't know, I actually live here in Florida and I have a lot of family in Toronto, Canada. They come to visit us really, really often. And something I remember when I lived in Canada, coming to Florida always felt like a beach vacation to me because we never went to the beach in Canada, and that was like the thing we were most excited about whenever we come here, the nice sunny weather and the beautiful blue beaches. So because we have light oak colored floors which remind me of sand, I really want to turn this room into literally the perfect beach Airbnb vibe. What do I mean by that? I want to add lots of coastal elements like rattan and wicker paired together with colors like blue. I want it to feel so serene in here, so peaceful, like you're on a beach vacation, but at the same time I've seen so many like playrooms in this style as well. So as you guys can see on the mood board, the first thing we're going to want to tackle in this room is the accent wall. walls. What do I mean by that? We want to add some wall details into this space. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, whenever I go do a makeover in a house, especially a house like ours that is very builder grade, you want to add some character and accents into the walls. And the best way to do that is by adding some wall details. You could do board and batten, you could do wall moldings. My personal favorite has been beadboard. I've added beadboard to the nursery, I've added beadboard to our entryway, to my office as well, and I really want to go ahead and add it to this room too. And once that is added, my favorite thing to do is to paint half of a room. I've been doing it everywhere and I love the way that it looks. And this is going to be the blue room. So we're going to choose out a couple blue swatches and you guys are going to help me pick which blue we should go ahead and color drench the bottom half of this room, including possibly the entire Murphy bed, like to make the entire unit blue. I think that would look beautiful. Lots of work for me, but I think the payoff will be worth it. So before even getting started, this is what our blank room is looking like. Like I said, the first step is getting that wall detail. So yesterday I went ahead to Lowe's and I picked some of that up. Here's the footage from that. Okay, we've officially made our way over to Lowe's. I actually just finished filming a thrift trip and I just stopped by on the way. You know, if I'm actually able to leave the house and Eliana's with dad, we gotta take advantage as much as we can. But two main things that I'm here at Lowe's for today. The first one is the beadboard. You guys have seen me do this project so many times. Beadboard is my favorite. So we are gonna be grabbing that, and I'm also gonna stop by the paint section because they do actually have Sherwin-Williams here at Lowe's. And like I mentioned to you guys, I teased it a little bit, but I wanna do a beautiful blue color in the room. Coastal blue, just like this, is like one of my favorites right now. And I feel like with like the nursery, the girls' room, we have so much pink going on. I thought it would be so fun to do the complete opposite and do a beautiful coastal baby blue. So we do need to get our beadboard cut. I'm gonna head on over to that section over there and grab a couple of those pieces. And this will be so much easier to do now that I'm not pregnant. Because I remember when I used to haul beadboard at like 8 months pregnant, people used to look at me like I was crazy. Okay, I made my way over and here it is. My absolute favorite sheets of beadboard. And these are actually the wider, thicker ones, if you can see. I think for the coastal vibe, this will be perfect. Nice to know, guys. Even when you don't have a baby, people are so nice. I love the help and I'll definitely take it. I don't know how I used to do this when I had a big belly because these sheets are so freaking heavy. But okay, let's get to cutting. I actually forgot to mention, on top of the beadboard, I'm also picking up some finger joint board that is actually painted white, and this is what I'm going to use to case out the windows. Specifically next to the beadboard, coloring this also in the blue around the frame of the window would look so good. My favorite Lowe's employee, Ulrich, he's literally always here and he's always doing my cuts for me, so he's gonna go ahead right now and cut it right in half. You guys a lot of the time ask me what length I do it. Just to save money, I literally get the 96-inch length boards and I just cut them straight in half. 96 divided by 2, 43? No, 53. Guys, I can't do math right now. I have postpartum brain. 48. I don't even know. Our cut beadboard is secured. Now it's time to move on to the paint. I feel like the blue I'm wearing is a pretty nice indicator of something similar that I'm going for. But you know me, I come well prepared. I did a lot of research and these are some of the top blue colors that I've been seeing. When it comes to choosing the perfect blue, I can't really commit. So I'm actually going to choose maybe 3 samples and I'm going to go ahead and try it on the wall once we have the beadboard up. You guys are going to help me make a decision, and then the next video we're actually going to get to painting it. So from doing my research, the only non-Sherwin-Williams color that I really want to try out is this one right here. Pretty sure that it's called Blue Heather. It is so beautiful. So I actually asked them if they can color match it with Sherwin-Williams paint and it's going to look the same. Another blue that I saw was super popular was this one, and it's Honest Blue. This is actually really similar to my shirt color right now, and it's for sure a true blue. And then the last one that I wanted to choose was a slightly more gray toned. Where is it? Okay, this is it. It is Nebula Azul. Also a really pretty one, and you could see it definitely leans a little bit more of that muted blue, but I thought it would still be nice to try it because maybe this will actually look really blue in the room and make more sense for us. So we got our samples, let's get them mixed up. And we're back. The beadboard is officially here. The paint samples are waiting as well. And this is the point where we are able to get started. So we've got our beadboard, and at this point, all you really need is some construction adhesive and a nail gun. Those are the 2 things I'm gonna use to attach to the wall. And like I mentioned, I actually got them to just cut the beadboard exactly in half. I didn't give them the room measurements because we have a lot of like really weird angles here. But if you guys go to your local Home Depot or Lowe's, you can actually get them to custom cut for you whatever size you need. So then this project can be made without real saws or tools. Okay, the first piece is out. When it comes to the pieces right next to it, we're actually gonna be touching an outlet. So this is what I love to use for that. It is a two-piece system. You plug this into the outlet and it's basically magnetic. When you put the beadboard on top, you actually use this to find exactly where the outlet is. It clicks together and then you can trace the outline so that you can make the cut so much easier. And this I'm gonna recruit husband to help with. Okay, when it comes to light switches, this is usually what I like to do. I ask him to line up the beadboard at the point that it's at, and then I mark down a line. Then I just take a piece of paper and I basically hold it up exactly where the beadboard is gonna start and trace out where the outline is. So for example, right over here, I'm going to cut out that piece, and that's gonna become my little template to create the outlet hole. While your baby naps. Eliana's taking like a 3-hour-long nap stretch right now, which is perfect for me. But okay, we made a lot of progress with the beadboard. Now, before we add beadboard to this wall, I am gonna want to case out the window. A lot of builder grade windows are very simple. They don't have any framing on them. And I personally love to add framing because it's a really great way to, after, pull that blue in with the beadboard up on top all the way around the frame of the window. It is officially the next morning. Last night I went ahead and finished up all of the beadboard. It is now on the entire wall and it is already looking oh so good. I have Eliana with me, thought I might as well go on and start step 2 because now that I have this official carrier, it's made my life so much easier. You guys remember when I was doing all these like DIYs and makeovers with her in my belly? Well, we're going back to that in the best way. But okay, now all I'm gonna go ahead and do is just fill in all of the holes that we made with some wood filler. Super easy. I'm just gonna plop this on my finger and fill in all those holes. And then once that's dry, oh my gosh, we can actually get to adding on the paint samples. Okay, she was getting a little fussy, but the nail holes are all filled up now. I'm now starting to just brainstorm about where I want to have specific things in this room. I've mentioned to you a lot of the decorative elements, but I really want this room to be a practical space for us as well. Because Aaliyah's in pre-K right now, she's starting kindergarten next year. She already is bringing home homework from school. And that's why, especially in this room, I want to have a corner that we can kind of like dedicate that when it's time to do homework, when it's time to learn online, this is where we're going to do it, because having a proper space for it, I think is really important. I was thinking to do one of those really cool drop-down desks, something that we can kind of fold up on the beadboard and put away when we're not using it. If any of you mamas have kids at home and you're looking for something to do with them, I actually think now with the holidays coming up, signing up for IXL is actually such a fun gift that you can give them. You guys already know at this point how much we love our IXL learning sessions. It's basically an online learning program available from ages pre-K all the way up until grade 12. This is actually something that we've been doing with Aaliyah ever since she turned 2 years old. Together we sit down and basically practice with her a lot of the core subjects like math, language arts, sciences, social studies, and even Spanish too. What I love about IXL is that whenever we sit down and do a lesson or like colors or counting, instead of just counting numbers, they actually show her different graphics, different shapes, animals, things that she loves, which is just so interactive for her while she learns. Ever since Aaliyah started pre-K this year, her teachers have been telling me that she is so ahead of her class, which makes me so happy. I am telling you, with IXL, you're going to see such an improvement in your kids' learning.
Which is hot?
Yeah, I did it!
Look at this lowercase letter.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave IXL link down below if you guys want to check it out for yourself. With that link, you can actually get 20% off your first month or your first year, depending what you want to sign up for. Right now, we are nearing the start of a new year, so what I would recommend, sign up for a month, try it out, see how you like it, see how your kids are enjoying it, and if you're having a positive experience just like we did, then you can go ahead and extend that membership. And I just know that once we have the entire little learning corner set up for them, it will make her even more excited to learn. Okay guys, at this point, we gotta wait for the beadboard to dry, and then we're gonna move on in selecting our trim. The piece that's gonna be going right on top, I have some really fun ideas for what we can do. The girls are gonna be home in just a couple of minutes, so I'm gonna let the beadboard dry for now. And I actually do have a shipment coming of a really fun trim that I got for this beadboard. we're back, you guys. I took a little break to get a little haircut. How are we feeling about it? I honestly kept debating if I should like get bangs again or if I should just do some longer layers, and layers it is. And okay, so the final step is for us to go ahead and fill in that top missing piece. You see how the actual Murphy bed is lower than the cabinets on the side? I want it to look like a true single unit, especially once we paint it, because right now even the white color of the cabinets and the white color of the Murphy bed don't match. But I just know that once I add this piece over top, which I actually cut down to the perfect size to fit in between there, just going to attach this piece with some L brackets that I'm going to nail into here and then screw in right into the top of the bed frame. That's going to keep it super stable, and then once we caulk all of the seams, we are going to be ready for painting. You guys, I am actually shocked. Look at how freaking good it looks. Like, it looks like a one-piece unit right now. But before moving on to doing the entire caulking in the room, you guys can see that we are missing a little bit of trim. What I was thinking to do here is to just keep it really, really simple and do this basic shoe cap molding. This is kind of like the perfect way to finish off the beadboard, leading into a really nice transition for the top half of the wall. Whether we're gonna do wallpaper or I'm gonna hand paint something, we'll see. I decided to do something so fun in this space. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I'm feeling confident. I went ahead and got these on Amazon. These are some little scallop trim molding. I got a pack of 24 for I wanna say $12, and I think that adding these to the room will be incredible. I actually think that taking these little pieces and adding this decorative detail to the actual bed can look so pretty, especially once we go ahead and paint it, because right now these two pieces don't look like they're cohesive. So if I add a little bit of the trim up top over here and coinciding here as well, I think they can look so good. And the best part is that adding this on, all you need is some construction glue and some clamps to hold it together. So that's the step we're at right now, you guys. Adding wall trims. Let's see what a difference it makes. Okay guys, so at this point the entire room is basically caulked. All of those seams are all gone. And now we're going to be adding those wall details like I mentioned. I still don't know exactly the configuration of where I want them, but I was definitely thinking the doors and like the top of the bed frame for sure. But then maybe we'll add some more to the middle as well, depending on how it's going to look. I do want this to look really balanced, so I'm going to find the middle point of this piece and the middle point of the bed frame, and we're going to kind of work from the middle out. How much progress we've made, but the wall details are all finished right now. And just take a look at the bed. Adding the scallop details I think was such a good idea, and it's such an inexpensive DIY you can do to really just enhance the look of your furniture pieces. And I think once it's painted, it's gonna look so much more cohesive. Whenever we had the joints meeting up, I just filled in with some wood filler just with my finger like that and sanded it down so that when it gets painted you won't see any of those seams. And we finally made it to this point, you guys. I have all my paints that we picked out from Lowe's, and I'm just praying that one of these 3 samples is going to be the color that I want, because when I was like testing out pinks for the girls' room, I took maybe like 6 different samples until I settled on favorites. So here are the 3 colors that we've got to work with. We've got Sherwin-Williams Honest Blue, which truly is a very honest blue. It's very blue. Sherwin-Williams Nebla Azul, which is very much a blue that has more hints of gray in it. I chose this one because this room does not get a lot of natural light. We get blue hues that come through the window anyway, so it's possible that those blue hues with this paint color will actually look really blue on its own. And then finally, I actually asked them to paint match the color Blue Heather by Benjamin Moore because it was a really popular one as well, and I was just too lazy to go to the Benjamin Moore store. So these are the 3 samples that we're working with. I have my little sponge brushes, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and test out the samples on this back wall right here, because this is gonna be the first wall that you see once you enter the room. So I've got the most important 2 judges right here with me. As I put up the paint samples, they're gonna help me decide, as will all of you. Alright guys, the paint samples are officially up, and I have to say it's so crazy how different paint samples look in store versus when you actually put it in your environment, which just goes to show getting a sample and actually putting it on the walls in like different areas of your house matters so much, because the way that the light comes in, how dark a room is, or even what kind of undertone the light has in the room makes the biggest difference. These are the three that we have to work with, and automatically a part of me is like really pulled to the most blue of the blue, the honest blue. The only thing that makes me nervous is that it's gonna look so much more blue when it's on the entire bottom half of the room that it may be overwhelming. So part of me is like, is choosing one of these more muted blues a better call? I'm gonna try to find some inspiration pictures that match each of these colors so you guys can get an idea of what it's gonna look like when the room is pretty much color drenched. But we have the honest blue, blue heather, and then nebla azul. I still don't know how to pronounce that one. Here it is next to the bed unit. I don't know, guys, which of these three is pulling your eye the most? Let's label this as 1, 2, and 3. I am still really loving the idea of doing blue, so we are really committing to this. I think maybe what it is that intrigues me the most is that the honest blue is probably the closest to the shirt color that I'm wearing, which is a color that I really love. But I don't know, this is where I really need your opinion. What are you guys thinking? Which of these three blues do you think would complement the room the most? Keep in mind again that we are going to be color drenching half of this room as well as this entire unit. So the color we choose is definitely going to be something that like hits us in the face as soon as we enter the room. Do we go fully bold with the blue? Do we stick more muted? Something else that I also did, because I'm a very indecisive person, is I took a little bit of the leftover scallop trims and I actually just painted them in each of the paint colors so that I can position it right on top of the unit and then possibly help me decide. We have the honest blue, blue heather, and then nebla azul. But the three colors we have is honest blue right here, which like I said is a very true like boy blue. I would say if I was to do like a baby boy nursery, that would be like the perfect blue for that. It feels a lot more airy, a lot more summery too. We've got the blue heather, which is the color match Benjamin Moore paint. This one is definitely a lot deeper and it has more tones of gray, but I do feel like it has a true like coastal feel because of how dark it is. And then finally we have the nebla azul, but this one leans a little bit more towards like the seafoam blue because I feel like it has slight green undertones in it. And I guess that is what we're working with, a true honest blue, a deeper moodier blue, or something that feels a little more coastal. Taking a look at all these three, which one do you think I should go for? Comment down below. And while you're down there giving me your selection, let me know also why, because I would really love to hear like your train of thought in choosing this color and why you think a certain one would be best. Oh, and as you guys are going to make your decision, I do want you to keep in mind one more thing, and that is like the wood accent color that we're going to be having in this room. If you remember in my previous video, we actually built the little IKEA shelf for the girls' playroom. I think that this coastal wood is going to look so beautiful against one of these blues, but which blue do you think will complement it the most? I'm going to zoom in on each of these colorways so you guys can actually see what it looks like. But okay, at this point, this is basically where we're at. I am so excited for you guys to let me know down below which blue you think we should go ahead and add to this room, because after at that point, it's the fun part. It's the decorating, it's the adding the furniture, it's the thrifting items to add so much more personality and fun and charm and character into the space. I'm going to be looking to thrift a lot of hopefully like light wood pieces, or even maybe finding some vintage furniture that I can like strip myself down to its raw natural wood. That would be so fun to do. So be sure to stay tuned for part 2. And if you guys are watching up to this point, you know that you're the real MVP. I love the ones who stick around all the way till the end. If you are watching up to this point, then comment down below a blue baby. Is that a little cringe? I don't know. I don't care at this point. If you guys have any other ideas for me for this room, comment it down below, because the main other thing I wanted to ask you, when it comes to the top half of the wall, should we go for a wallpaper or should I instead try to stencil something? Because I actually saw this video on Instagram of somebody buying a stamp from Hobby Lobby and basically using that stamp to stamp a pattern on the wall. So if we do that, we can kind of give it the look of wallpaper without actually having to do wallpaper. Or do you think we should really go full out and add a lot more character with a really detailed wallpaper? But regardless, if you aren't already, be sure to subscribe to this channel to see all the other makeovers coming up, including the girls' room, finishing up the nursery, doing the living room, and doing this room. We are jumping around from room to room because that's just how my brain works. I like to start one project and then have no problem moving on to another before I finish the first, because I just get bored and I wait for creativity to hit me. But this room has definitely got me feeling so creative. So we're gonna get back to it super soon. And I have to say, it's honestly so amazing to see how slowly, room by room, this home is becoming so meaningful because of the amount of effort and time that we put into it. And I just love so much having you all be here with me, because I truly feel like we're doing these renovations together. It's not just my house, it's our house at this point. I love you all so much, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one.